Have you ever noticed how the loudest people in the room are usually the ones trying the hardest to prove something? They talk bigger, post more, flex harder. Everything becomes a performance. Every dinner, every purchase, every fake smile online. And for a long time, I thought that was what success looked like too. I honestly believed that if people weren't noticing you, then you were falling behind in life. So I chased attention. I chased validation. I chased the image of being successful instead of actually becoming successful. But then something happened that completely changed the way I see people forever. A few years ago, I met a man who looked completely ordinary. Simple clothes, old car, quiet voice. He never interrupted anyone, never bragged, never tried to dominate the conversation. Most people ignored him. Some probably assumed he was struggling financially. But later I found out this man owned multiple properties, had millions invested, and could literally stop working whenever he wanted. And that moment hit me hard because it shattered everything society trained us to believe. The people who are truly winning in life usually do not feel the need to advertise it. They move differently, quietly, calmly, intentionally. While everyone else is busy trying to look rich, powerful, or important, these people are building real freedom behind the scenes. And the scary part is, most people will never understand this because they are too addicted to applause, too addicted to being seen. But invisible winners understand something the world forgot a long time ago. Real power is silent, and once you truly see that, you start noticing something even deeper. Society has been handing all of us the exact same script since childhood. Study hard. Get the safe job. Buy the expensive house. Impress people. Stay busy. Stay stressed. Keep climbing. Even if the ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. Nobody stops to ask why. Nobody stops to ask who they are doing it for. I remember hitting a point in my own life where I looked around and realized almost every decision I was making was connected to other people's opinions. And that realization was terrifying because I understood I wasn't really living. I wanted the nicer car because I thought it would make me look successful. I wanted to appear productive all the time because I was scared of looking lazy. Even my goals didn't fully belong to me anymore. I was performing. That is the trap most people never escape. They spend their entire lives building an image instead of building inner peace. Quiet winners break out of that cycle. They stop chasing the giant house they barely live in because they are always working to pay for it. They stop buying things to impress people who secretly do not care. They start paying attention to smaller things. Time with family. A calm morning. Freedom from debt. The ability to breathe without feeling like life is a race every single day. And what's crazy is, from the outside, their life may actually look less impressive. But internally, they are finally free. That is why some of the happiest people you will ever meet look completely ordinary at first glance. They are no longer trying to win the attention game. They are trying to win the peace game. And honestly, that changes everything. If you would choose peace over attention, comment the number 7 below. And the moment you stop chasing attention, you begin to notice one of the strangest psychological traps in modern life. People are buying entire lifestyles just to feel respected for 5 seconds. Think about it. A luxury car pulls up beside you at a red light. Instantly, your brain notices it. The paint, the sound, the status. And for years, companies have convinced us that owning those things means you finally matter. I used to believe that too. I thought success had to look expensive. I thought if people saw the right watch on my wrist or the right car in my driveway, they would finally see me differently. But then I realized something uncomfortable. Nobody was actually admiring me. They were admiring the fantasy they projected onto the object. The car became the star, not the person driving it. And that changes the entire game once you truly understand it. Because suddenly you realize how many people are trapped inside what I call the validation prison. They work jobs they hate to afford, things they barely enjoy, just to impress people who are too distracted to care for more than a few seconds. Quiet winners escape that trap completely. They stop using money as a tool for attention and start using it as a tool for freedom. That is why many wealthy people dress simply, avoid flashy logos, and move through life almost invisibly. Not because they lack confidence. The opposite. They no longer need strangers to confirm their value. And honestly, that level of self-control is rarer than wealth itself. And once you break free from the validation prison, your entire definition of ambition starts changing too. Because most people have been taught that ambition means being loud, aggressive, always hustling, always proving, always exhausted. Society celebrates people who brag about sleeping 4 hours a night like burnout is some kind of trophy. I used to admire that mindset. I thought success meant pushing harder than everyone else, saying yes to everything, staying available 24/7, and constantly chasing the next milestone. But deep down, I was tired all the time. Mentally drained. Emotionally distracted. And the craziest part is, nobody talks about how dangerous constant noise becomes for the human mind. When your attention belongs to everybody else, eventually your life does too. Quiet winners understand this better than anyone. They practice something I call quiet ambition. They still work hard. They still build. They still improve every single day. But they do it with intention instead of chaos. They are not obsessed with looking successful. They are obsessed with creating a life that actually feels meaningful when nobody is watching. That is a massive difference. One of the biggest mindset shifts I ever learned was understanding that no is a complete sentence. Most people cannot say no without feeling guilty. They over-explain, over-apologize, over-defend themselves. Sorry, I'm busy. Maybe another time. I wish I could. But quiet winners protect their energy like their future depends on it because, honestly, it does. They know every unnecessary distraction steals time from their real goals. And the older you get, the more you realize energy is more valuable than money. Money can return. Time cannot. Peace cannot. Focus cannot. That is why some of the strongest people you will ever meet move slowly, speak calmly, and disappear from unnecessary drama completely. They are no longer addicted to urgency. They are addicted to clarity. And in a world full of noise, clarity becomes power. If you believe protecting your peace is more important than impressing people, comment the number 7 below. And that clarity eventually leads you to the biggest realization of all. The ultimate flex in life is not status. It is not fame. It is not followers, luxury watches, or a giant house that sits empty most of the day. The real flex is time autonomy. The ability to wake up in the morning and feel like your life actually belongs to you. I did not fully understand this when I was younger. Back then, I thought freedom meant owning impressive things. But over time, I started noticing something strange. Some of the richest-looking people I met were completely trapped. Trapped by debt. Trapped by schedules. Trapped by lifestyles they had to constantly maintain. They had money, but they had no peace. No time. No breathing room. Every day felt like pressure. Every month felt like survival at a higher level. And honestly, that is one of the biggest illusions modern society sells us. People think becoming wealthier automatically makes you freer. Sometimes it does the opposite. Quiet winners see through that illusion early. That is why they value flexibility more than appearance. They would rather drive a simple car and own their time than drive a luxury car and belong to the bank for the next 7 years. They would rather have a peaceful Tuesday afternoon than spend their whole life trying to impress strangers online. And once you experience even a small amount of real freedom, your priorities begin to change forever. Suddenly, sleeping peacefully becomes more valuable than looking successful. Having options becomes more important than showing status. You stop asking, "How can I look rich?" and start asking, "How can I live free?" And that question alone can completely change the direction of your life. And once you reach that point, something inside you quietly changes forever. You stop feeling the need to compete with everyone around you. You stop chasing attention from people who were never going to understand your path anyway. And honestly, that is one of the most peaceful feelings a person can experience. I remember a time in my life when I constantly felt behind. Every scroll through social media felt like another reminder that someone else was richer, more successful, more admired. It felt like the whole world was racing, and if I slowed down for even a second, I would lose. But eventually I realized something powerful. Most people are not even running toward happiness. They are running away from insecurity. That is why so many people look successful on the outside, while secretly feeling empty inside. Quiet winners escape that cycle because they stop building their lives around performance. They build around peace, around freedom, around purpose. They understand that the most valuable things in life are usually invisible. Calm mornings, real relationships, a clear mind, the ability to sleep at night without anxiety eating you alive. Those things do not get millions of likes online, but they are worth more than almost anything money can buy. And maybe that is the biggest lesson in all of this. You do not need to prove your worth to the world every single day. You do not need to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes the strongest move is simply building your life quietly while everyone else is distracted by noise. If this video spoke to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel and join our community because we are just getting started. Until next time, stay focused, protect your peace, and keep winning your own way.